Bro, not even gonna lie. I just saw a TikTok about the LinkedIn shortcut key. Let's check it out. It's Control Shift Windows Alt L. Yo! Anyways, a little fun fact for you. No way. To do, replace this with props and the components. Yes, because this is so sloppy code. Like, not even gonna lie. This is horrible. Like, look at this. They refer to other things in here. I'm gonna have to refactor this. That's gonna be the goal for today. Just to focus on making this. Let me show y'all where I'm calling this. So I don't know why, but I had this trouble of trying to pass in property values into this component add item model. So it's basically this long getting all the essential fields from up here and also right here. A pick image, updated selected image. But first, to get this vlog stuff going, I'm gonna have to create a .n file to store off my information because I also do not have that on this app. Even though I have the app almost 80% done, I do not have the proper components put together and the proper code put together, but we're gonna fix all that. Bro, ChatGPT is literally amazing. I use it for some coding. I do use it for some coding, but it's mainly I learn from it. I'm just kidding, but I really do learn from it. I try not to rely on it so much because it's just so helpful and takes off all the brain power of thinking. It just helps so much, especially whenever you have stuff like this and you just want to automate it saying, hey, ChatGPT, can you create this and pass in the property values and it autofills some information for you. That's whenever it becomes useful. Do not rely on ChatGPT though. Let's also install the .env package. I think it's .env. I think it'll work with Expo. I also have no structure. I tried to do some structure in here. Analytics page, go to the analytics card. Barcode scanner, go to the scanning items model, and let's view this right here. Loading animation, it's in its own. Miscellaneous, nothing in there. Settings, inventory settings. We're gonna have to refactor this so much, but it's all right. It's gonna be worth. So I did used to have a. Oh jeez, let me unplug it. So I did used to have a 60% keyboard, and like the backticks, they were not on the other 60% keyboards, but I don't know if you can see right here. Wait, I think it's on this side. Yeah, right there. We have them now. So I don't have to copy and paste from Google, type in backticks and copy and paste it into my code anymore. We can just type it in now. Because I was just doing research right here and it says that I could use something called Expo constants, but it says it's not really secure for sensitive data and it isn't recommended for production level secrets. We're going to continue to use .env. Okay. I think that's how you call it, the .env. I need to initialize it in the app though. This code is so hard to read. I forgot what I was doing here. I think I was just messing around with the screens and I was switching the screens from the login, but for now, we could just do a pass it through, honestly. Let's pass that through. And so we could delete this from up here. We're gonna create a new file called load.env. I'm gonna put this in the miscellaneous class, honestly. So right here, created this little script here, even though it could be combined into app.js, honestly, but let's just call it here. Let's see if the API prints out. So actually from reading the SDK, we could just pass in a simple .env file, and I guess Expo has its own library to handle that. All we need to do is just put Expo behind it, just like how React does it. Expo public underscore and then that API URL. That's what we're going to be using. We're going to follow the key inside the URL. Okay, process.env. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we're going to use that. Okay, so it actually did load up. I don't know if y'all can see there. Ugh. It did load up, and yes, Expo does have its own environment to handle environment variables, which is really, really nice because all I had to do was just put in the API, this Expo, so it'll look like this. So it'll basically be like that, equals HTTP, localhost 3000, and whatever the API key is. And that's all. It was really that simple. Okay, so now we are on the right track to creating safe environment variables. That took a while. I think I have over 20 endpoints, I think. Probably 15 for everything. Some could be shortened, some could be more. I do not really know, but that's for a different day to worry about. This was a whole graphing code. So let me show you all. Wait, everything's loading. Everything's loading. So for now, this is what we have. So all of them, I did not place any images because I was quickly going through the code. I mean, quickly testing it. And right here, if you, it's hard to see right there. Okay, so if you go here, this is going to be the graphing data. So the graphing data is powered by this code over here, but fix this error. It is really undefined at data in the data of the graph or something like that. Might be a structure converting problem in the backend because I am passing many different properties and values that I was testing out with to see how can I track the data efficiently. Like, do I use do I create labels for the data? Do I put it in an array of data sets? How do I specify it for each user? There's a lot of backend code that goes into graphing data for some reason, but we'll figure it out sooner or later. So this is what I have for now. I will record a whole screen recorded demo of what we have right now, but that's for a different day. But this is going to be the profile screen. You really can't see it, but the profile screen is here. The subscription tier list, the free version, the basic version. We have the pro version. Not the pro version yet. I created the basic version. It basically inlines with the pro. It's just you have more, you can add more inventory. You have more people to the company, people working for you. And there's this, I've made a lot of progress on the app. So there's a lot to talk about, especially on the programming side too. So like, for example, this could be, it's in its own separate class. I think I already created it a while ago, unless I deleted it. I probably deleted it, honestly. Well, anyways, it's supposed to be like something called user information, and it will store the business ID on the user's phone, where the user could then access the ID number, pass it in as a business ID. And I am also gonna make sure to pass in security measures in the back end. Whenever we get product, we would get the token of the user and verify the token and business ID to make sure it's the actual person, and go through all the security measures. I'm not a backend developer, so, and again, with more sloppy code, let's talk about this. So if the status is greater or equal to 200 and the response status is less than 300, hey, that sounds pretty good to me. You gotta return the response data. As if it's just a standard 401, just return nothing, no image. I need to create a response status in the backend for this API to just make it saying equals 200. Again, we have the user ID, getting the user ID, we'll fix it. Okay, let's talk about this code for a little bit. So you might see this, user subscription is free. So whenever it's free and they have greater or equal to 6 items, it's gonna say this alert. But in the back end, there is a security measure that I implemented. Whenever you start adding items, it gets the user subscription in the back end for more security, and it displays this message automatically inside the app. So I need to do something with this code too. And then the in-depth search query. So this one is actually kind of complicated because this is using a lot of regex, regular expressions. Let's go to the stellar query scripts. So this is a regex right here, a regular expression where it splits the and or the ors. It gets the and if it starts with the fields. You could look through this code. I will explain it in a different video, more in depth. I'm probably gonna add on to it because there is an error currently where the ors are not working, but the ands are. And I wanted to do it with many different items. So that's kind of hard to do, and it requires a lot of thinking, and that's for another day. I created a conditions variable. I try to say that 3 times. Condition variable, and to push in these custom fields, which then we could read it here inside this filter. Yep, for every condition inside the condition, extract these values. From these values, we're then gonna do, if it contains a custom field, go here. Else, just do standard stuff. That's what it's saying. Oh, I found it. It's user information right here. This will be this will get the local storage data and put it all into functions, which will be called in the useEffects hook. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory right there. Also, as you can see right here in the edit item model, we are passing in so many different properties when that could just be props. I do not know why I did not do this in the first place. I was just getting started with React, and I did not know that you could pass in, that's the whole point of React, is to pass in properties. I clearly did not do that. We will get to it though. We will. But yeah, we're taking this code slow, day by day. We got the environment variables settled, which is literally just the APIs. We will be doing some more cleaning up another day. Please comment on what you think. I know the code's sloppy, but we'll for sure make it optimal.